Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. And when last we left off, we managed to get permission from the Amanfath of the Guided Compass to explore the rest of Twin Elms. We've been told that the person we need to speak to is, if we go to our main quests, the Assassin at Large, we need to go to the Delimgan at Tir Evron in Elms Reach. We'll do that eventually. Right now, we have other things we need to do, like go and check out the remainder of the Celestial Sapling, and then the other parts of this settlement. Who knows how many quests we'll find? Like the quest we got by speaking to Radai, where we need to investigate a blood hunt and find the truth of what happened. Radai is convinced that his brother has been lied about by the other person that participated in the blood hunt. We'll get to the bottom of it. Grave wounds fester on the deer wood. A moribund prey. Our prey. So where do we want to go first? I suppose the first thing we should do is the Celestial Sapling, just to make sure there isn't anything else going on there. There might be something else going on there. I'm half expecting someone to waylay us at some point, claiming that we don't belong here, but so far the welcome we've had is an incredibly warm one. There is also the quest that we got outside the Celestial Sapling. We'll be tackling that at some point, but not just yet. There's no time limit on that. Not that I know of, anyway. So back up we go. Yeah, we didn't fully check out this place. We didn't speak to the person running the Celestial Sapling either. So, we have all of you. We have all of you. There's a deer wooden here.
Yes.
Have a chat with you. The Clan of Fathans don't take jests well, and it's dangerous to offend them. Noted! Another ogre, there is Eleutherian Haggard Shoes. Fair enough. Who is over here? Have a moment? I'd like a word with you.
Yes.
Sure, what's up?
Hail and well met.
A slender woman in dusty leathers locks eyes with you. It's good to see someone from more civilized lands around here. Her unkempt hair sprouts in wavy black tufts. Despite the fine features that sculpt her face, a cleft chin complements her boyish appearance. I'm learning firsthand the many shortcomings of Glanfathon hospitality. Her gloved hands come to rest on the pommel of a long estoc cinched low on her hip. I can almost forgive the hostility towards outsiders, but the temperate taverns and these watered-down drinks, inexcusable. I hope I don't seem too forward, but I need to help my friends, and you look like the right person for the job. A sly smile carves a dimple on her cheek, which is to say, you're not a Glanfathon, making you the closest thing I've got to an ally in this paranoid land. She gives you a coquettish sideways glance. Don't know what that word is. And allies, well, they help each other, did they not? Who are you? The woman pats the dust off her leggings and gives you an exaggerated curtsy. Where did I leave my ambassadorial manners? She flashes a mocking smile. I am Cwineth. Pleasure to meet you. She lifts an eyebrow with a blushing smirk. For the time being, though, I'm just another Estremor minding her own business. What do you need help with? My friends have drawn some unwanted attention. Cwineth looks to both sides, scanning for uninvited listeners. Glanfathon's scouts. Not just any mob of local zealots. The Fangs. She pauses to let the name settle in the air. The Fangs are a brutal, relentless bunch, eager to make an example of troublesome outsiders. As for why I need your help, a smile widens as she speaks. I need someone to warn the expedition that trouble is coming, and I need someone ready to fight if it comes to that. She taps her hand on the pommel of her estoc. With any luck, we'll reach my friends before the Fangs do, but if not, the Fangs have a reputation to uphold, so it might require spilling blood. What did your friends do to draw the attention of the Fangs? Just setting foot in Glanfath is a good way to offend the tribes. I don't know how they picked up our trail. I suspect one of our newer scouts didn't cover his tracks well enough. When I spotted the Fangs, they were retracing a path the expedition had taken days before. Why aren't you with the rest of your friends? Why not warn them yourself? Her posture stiffens at the question. It was my turn to handle Far Patrol. I spotted the fangs on my trek back to the camp. I knew that rejoining the main group would risk leading the enemy right back to the expedition. I know the woods and I know how to stay quiet, but I don't want to stake my friends' lives on my ability to sneak past expert hunters like the fangs. That makes sense. If they noticed me warning my friends, we'd have been overrun. Cwineth tilts her head to the side and points to you with a grin. But if they notice me and some reinforcements, like, say, you, well, at least we can scare them off or put up a good fight. Tell me about your expedition. I like to think we're on a mission of reclamation. Cwineth darts a shrewd smile. It is said that our armies left behind many valuables in their hasty retreat from Fath at the end of the War of Black Trees. So, the way I see it, we're simply gathering up what our ancestors left behind. I doubt the Glanfathans agree with me on this, she adds with a dimpled grin. So you're looting? You're basically looters. My expedition set out from Defiance Bay, headed directly east to cross into Glanfathan lands. I split off once we arrived at the Bale, and the natural frontier between our nations. The plan was for me to keep an eye on the Glanfathans while the main group scouted the target area. For days, we eluded them. She walks her fingers over the back of her leather glove, leaving a trail on its dusty surface. But the fangs got wise of our presence. Your friends are trespassing. By local custom, they're criminals. Cwineth frowns and blinks at you several times. You'll forgive me if I'm not sympathetic with face painters and their barbaric laws. I'm not pretending that what we're doing is noble. I just don't believe trespassing is a crime that warrants execution. I wonder if there is a way to literally do this quest and inform someone about what we're planning right away. I wonder. Perhaps we can soothe this over with the fangs. So let's say we agree for now. I'll help you on the expedition. But I warn you myself, this might not end well. Cwineth smiles with an overt display of dimples. Excellent! I knew I could count on you. She leans in and whispers. Assuming the fangs didn't already get them, my friends should be at or around the Pilgrim's Trail in the Northweld. The plan was to camp along the trail leading to a temple of Hylia. Find my comrades, warn them the fangs are coming, and help them clear out the forest. I'll head out first on my own to see if I can't lead the fangs astray and buy us some time. She pulls her estoc a few inches out of its scabbard and cracks a smile. If the gods smile on us, we won't have to draw steel. Should it come to that, I'm glad you're on our side. Don't be too certain that I'm on your side just yet.
I'd be glad to.
And there's just two people here. A few things. I can lock this, even though I can't loot it, and to be honest, there's no reason to. The bed rocks with the gentle swaying of the tree. Yeah, there's no reason to do that because we don't need the experience. Now let us have a chat with you.
How do you do?
A middle-aged elven man stands behind the counter of the inn. He has a warm, open face and smiles pleasantly in greeting as you approach. Welcome, welcome. I'm always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. It seems to me you've walked a long road. All are welcome here, and those with interesting stories are most welcome of all. Who are you? My name is Elitherion. They call me Haggard Shoes, for all the walking I used to do, and all the boots I wore down, but those days are well behind me. My eyes have seen a great deal, and now my ears get their fill from the travellers who come through here. A fine way to spend one's days, to my thinking. I am always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. It seems to me you've walked a long road. All are welcome here. Tell me about this place. Of course. Elitherion's face brightens. I founded the inn many years ago. But in many ways its tale begins much earlier. It was while I was returning from a long journey south that I first heard the story of the tree upon which this inn rests. Hundreds of years ago a strange event occurred. The sky was troubled that night, with many stars falling across the sky, and one of those same stars began to plummet, instead towards Eora. It fell here, striking a young tree and burying itself within it like a fiery heart. But the tree survived, and over the years it grew, and grew, and grew, twice as big as its fellows in half the time, until it reached the size you see now, and grew no more. Hearing the tale, I knew I must find the truth. And you see it there. He gestures towards the large stone at the centre of the room. And around the tree's heart I built this inn, to welcome all travellers who might look upon it. Kana looks over at the stone and grins. A fine story. I'll carry that one home. I'm always glad to see a new face. Can I see what you have for sale? Of course, we offer meals and some supplies. Have a look. Spirit Spiral. Wow, 5% more melee damage and grants Whisper of Treason, which is charmed. These braces are made from a coiled strip of bronze. Though tarnished and beaten almost beyond usefulness, they glow with a soft violet light. Of the many experiments of the ancient Engwithans, some involved infusing equipment with soul essence. The hammered patterns on these braces suggest that they were originally pieces of animate armour, but among the fragments of essence swirling inside, you detect not only the focused energy of an animate, but also the essence of the elven cipher who created the braces and tried to enhance them with a fragment of his own soul. You know what? Let's buy that. What else can we buy? We don't need that, we don't need that. There is a Roatai sweet pie. Sure. We'll buy a Roatai sweet pie. Duke's own beef loaf. Beef loaf is a standard dish across all the Deerwood, and hundreds of families have been using the same recipe for generations. No one is quite sure how it came to be known as the Duke's own, but two legends are widespread. The first involves Admeth Hadrat, the Deerwood's first Duke, personally making beef loaf for his captive prisoner, the Glanfathan Gavin Red. The Orlan was supposedly so fond of the meal that he asked for the recipe and passed it on to his kin after his release. The second, more likely tale features an unscrupulous cook who worked for the venerable Black Hound Inn of Gilded Vale. She confided in myriad travellers that she had a recipe for the Duke's own beef loaf, simply her own delicious recipe, and sold it to dozens of people for outrageous prices. Each victim of the ruse went on to make their beef loaf with the Duke's own recipe, giving rise to the popular name. Sure, I'll buy one. And there's also the Farmer's Spread. Deerwood farmers, especially in Tenfirths, make heavy use of this egg-based spread for their workday meals. The Tenfirthers, renowned for their unflappable nature and rustic stoicism, are often the butt of jokes involving their humble food. The more good-natured jokes feature Tenfirthers accidentally putting the whole eggshell in the spread and eating it all without complaints. Mean-spirited jokes involve the Tenfirthers impassively eating stones, chicken feathers, nails, and other appalling substances that somehow got mixed in with the spread. Well, buying that too! And we're also going to look at the Ixomitl Rice Pan. Popular as a dinner entree in the Ixomitl Plains, the Ixomitl Rice Pan has hundreds of regional and family variations. Varied as it may be, the dish is often seen as a great unifier in a culture heavily stratified by social hierarchy. Philosophers and wealthy politicians may use rare spices or finer cheeses, but its basic ingredients and ease of cooking have made it a traditional meal for all Ixomitl people. At Ixomitl wedding celebrations, it is common for the couple's close friends and family to spend the previous day cooking enough Ixomitl rice pan to feed everyone at the celebration to come. We will buy that as well. And we shall pay with a weapon that we have lying. I'm sure we have a weapon we could trade. Let's have a look. We could get rid of one exception. Oh, that exceptional sword is not going to give us what we want. I'll just pay for it. There we go. I'll just pay for it.
Yes?
We've been up there. We've been over there. So there's not much more that we could do in this area. There's no other people we haven't spoken to. No. So, let's head back down. And then go to a new part of this settlement. I keep wanting to call it a city. I suppose in a way it is a city. Just a slightly smaller city. So that leads to Elms Reach. This leads to Old Song. And we can't get to the other place without going through one of the others. So let's go to Old Song first. This is when there's very little in Old Song for us to do. Though I get the feeling there'll be at least one quest. There's a Stelga, just walking around. Oh, hello. The guard places his spear between you and the path that leads beyond the gates. Still, Estramore, the rest of the city is forbidden except by the order of one of the Amanfatha. Trespassing in Twin Elms is punishable by death. I come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the guided compass. The guard scowls and looks at his companions, who nod back. He turns to you again, his knuckles whitening around the shaft of his spear. Always too cozy with the Estremorn. Go then, and mind your step around the sacred stones.
I'm here.
And by that, I mean I'm going to completely ignore that and go over here to instead head to the Old Song District. I wonder if there'll be somebody here as well, preventing me from moving on. No, you don't seem that bothered. Okay. Let's go here and head to... there's Northweld. So there's the Old Song District. We'll go there and have a quick look around. This is when we are immediately attacked by 17 wizards. This is Baldur's Gate. That would happen at least once. So here we have Gallowayne's Moor, the Hearthsong District, Burial Isle, Noonfrost, Hylia Shrine, and the Elms Reach District. And there's someone we can speak to. Let us speak with you.
I'm here.
Hello.
Estremor.
An all-in woman stares at the sky with an air of deep contemplation. She occasionally puffs from a wooden pipe, blowing smoke into perfect rings. What stands before me? She wipes her lips with the back of her hand, her teeth uneven and pointy, a stained red. I do not see Estremorn often. She picks the remains of an ochre root stuck in her gums. And believe me, I see many things. Perhaps you want to see them too, yes? She gestures behind it at her assortment of plants, roots, and phials, lying on the rug. Let's see what you have for trade. I present these happily. Scrolls, potions, reagents. Quite a few things. I'll buy that. And... potions of iron skin? Potions of power. Ooh, those are quite nice. You know, I'll buy them. I'll buy them too. And I will trade some stuff. Sure, I can trade this exceptional sword. Doesn't give me that much. Nah, I'll just trade. I'm sure I can make the money back at some point. There we go.
I'm here.
I'll find better merchants to get rid of all that stuff. These people know their wares. They claim so, yes. The High Ovate rarely stands under the shade of Elms Reach anymore. After countless seasons as the Druid's leader, it surprises me that she now leaves her community behind. Seems like there's more strife. And there is a child here, pacing back and forth. Hello. Why do you wear such funny clothes?
At once.
A question for the ages. A question for the ages. We won't find the answer to that next time. Maybe we'll find the answer to other questions, along with even more quests. But that'll be for then. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.